ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். நம்ம எல்லோரும் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி 2 கைகள் மடி மீது வைத்து உட்காருவோம். சந்தோஷ சித்தத்தோட ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்ப்போம். ஒரு சின்ன குழந்தை அம்மா எதிர்க்கே உட்கார்ந்த அந்த நிலையில் நம்ம உட்காருவோம். அனுமதியை கேட்கலாம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் இங்க தியானம் செய்ய உட்கார்ந்திருக்கோம் தாயே. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு அனுமதியை தந்து நாங்கள் தான் இந்த தியானத்தை வழி நடத்த வேண்டும் தாயே. மெதுவாக குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம். நிதானமா குண்டலினியை உயர்த்துவோம். நம்மளுடைய 2 கைகளோட சகஸ்ராரம் ஒண்ணு கீழே ஒண்ணு இருந்து மெதுவாக எடுத்தால் நுண்ணதிர்கள் நம்மளால உணர முடியும். குண்டலினி தாயும் மேலே எழும்பி வருவாங்க. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை பார்த்துட்டேன். மெதுவாக நம்மளுடைய கண்களை மூடி நம்மளுடைய கவனம் நம்மளுக்குள் கொண்டு வருவோம். மனதார கூறுவோம், ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் வாருங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் அமருங்கள் தாயே. தங்களுடைய திருக்கமல பாத தரிசனத்தை எங்களுடைய ஹிருதயத்தில் எப்பொழுதும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக கவனத்தை சகஸ்ராரத்தில் கொண்டு வருவோம். சகஸ்ராரத்தில் சைத்தன்யத்தை உணர்வோமாறு கவனிப்போம். மனதார கூறுவோம், ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, நாங்கள் இந்த மனம், புத்தி, சரீரம், அகங்காரம் ஏதும் இல்லை தாயே. தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் தூய ஆத்மா மட்டுமே. எங்களுக்கு வேற ஏது அடையாளமும் இல்லை தாயே. இன்றைய தியானம் ஆத்ம நிலையில் அனுபவிக்க தாங்கள் தான் அருள் புரிய வேண்டும் தாயே. கவனத்தை சகஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து 3 மகாமந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। கவனத்தை மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரத்தை கூறலாம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेशा साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। இரண்டு கைகளும் பூமி தாய் மீது வைப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ பூமி மாதா. தயவு செய்து எங்களை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. பொறுமையை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ ஆதி பூமி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि भूमि माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। இடா நாடியை சுத்திகரிப்போம். இடது கை மடி மீது, வலது கை பூமி தாய் மீதே இருக்கட்டும். முழு கவனம் இடா நாடி. மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி ஸ்ரீ பைரவர். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள தமோ குணத்தை பூமி மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. இடா நாடியை பாதிக்கிற எல்லா எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களோட இடா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மகாகாளி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ பைரவரோட குணங்களையும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. கவனம் நம்மளுடைய இடது உள்ளங்கையில் வைப்போம். நுண்ணதிர்களில் மாற்றம் தெரியதுதான் கவனிப்போம். சகஸ்ராரத்திலும் வைப்போம். பிங்களா நாடியை சுத்திகரிக்கலாம். வலது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இடது கை ஆகாயத்தை நோக்கி வைப்போம். முழு கவனம் பிங்களா நாடி, இரண்டு உள்ளங்கையும் சகஸ்ராரமும். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமானா. எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள ரஜோ குணத்தோட எல்லா விதமான எதிர்மறை சக்திகளையும் ஆகாயம் மார்க்கமாக நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமானோட எல்லா குணங்களையும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. இடது கை மடிக்கி கொண்டு வருவோம். இரண்டு கைகள் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியை நோக்கி வைத்து நம்மளுடைய முழு கவனம் நம்மளுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியில் வைப்போம். மனதார பிரார்த்திப்போம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி ஸ்ரீ கணேசா, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் சத்வ குணத்தோட நிரப்பிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. எல்லா தெய்வீக குணங்களையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய சுஷும்னா நாடியை முழுமையாக திறந்து விடுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேசாவோட எல்லா குணங்களையும் சக்திகளையும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக கவனத்தை நம்மளுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். மனதார கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ கணேசாவாக எங்களுடைய மூலாதார சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கிறீர்கள் தாயே. எங்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த வணக்கத்தை ஏற்றுக்கொள்ளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவத்தை முழுமையாக நிலைநிறுத்தி செயல்படுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ கணேசாவோட ஸ்ரத்தா பக்தியை எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. சுபுத்தியை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. பணிவாக இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. கள்ளம் கபடமற்ற தூய்மையான உள்ளத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ கணேசா போல எங்களையும் தங்களுடைய ஒவ்வொரு வார்த்தையும் கட்டளையாக ஏற்றுக்கொண்டு அதை செயல்படுத்த அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களை ஸ்ரீ கணேசா போல தங்களிடம் முழுமையாக சரணடைய அருள் புரியுங்கள் தாயே. மெதுவாக கவனத்தை நம்மளுடைய மூலாதாரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி மாதாவை மனமார்ந்த வணங்கி ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. மெதுவாக நம்முடைய கவனம் நம்முடைய சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். இதழ்கள் உள்ள மஞ்சள் நிறத்தில் அழகான தாமரையில் ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவ சரஸ்வதி அமர்ந்தது நம்மளுக்குள் தரிசிப்போம். மனதார கூறுவோம், ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவ சரஸ்வதி. தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்கு தூய விருப்பத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. தெய்வீக ஞானத்தை அடைய தூய விருப்பத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. சஹஜ ஞானத்தை தெரிந்து கொள்ள தூய்மையான விருப்பத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே. எங்களுக்குள் உள்ள எல்லா விதமான அறியாமையும் இருளையும் நீக்கிவிடுங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய கவனத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்தி ஆத்மாவில் நிலைநிறுத்துங்கள் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய தூய ஞானத்தில் தங்களை முழுமையாக அங்கீகரித்து எங்களுக்குள் எல்லா தெய்வீக ஞானத்தை வழியாக சஹஸ்ராரத்தை அடைந்து பரமாத்மாவிடம் ஒன்றிணையை அடைய தாங்கள் தான் அருள் புரிய வேண்டும் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவ சரஸ்வதி சாக்ஷாத் மந்திரத்தை கூறுவோம். ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री ब्रह्मदेव सरस्वती साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः. सरस्वती अष्टोत्तरे கூறலாம். सरस्वती महाभद्रा महामाया वरप्रदा श्रीप्रदा पद्मनिलया पद्माक्षी पद्मवक्त्रिका शिवानुजा पुस्तकहस्ता ज्ञानमुद्रा रमा च वै कामरूपा महाविद्या महापातकनाशिनी महाश्रया मालिनी च महाभोगा महाभुजा महाभोत्साह दिव्यांगा सुरवंदिता महाकाली महापाश महाकारा महांकुशा सीता च विमला विश्वा विद्युन्माला च वैष्णवी चंद्रिका चंद्रलेखा विभूषिता च महाफला सावित्री सुरसा देवी दिव्यालंकार भूषिता वाग्देवी वसुधा तीव्रा महाभद्रा च भोगदा गोविंदा भारती भामा गोमती जटिला तथा विंध्यवासा चंडिका च सुभद्रा सुरपूजिता विनीन्द्रा वैष्णवी ब्राह्मी ब्रह्मज्ञानैक साधना सौदामिनी सुधामूर्तिर् सुवीना च सुवासिनी विद्यारूपा ब्रह्मजाया विशाला पद्मलोचना शुंभासुर प्रमथिनी धूम्रलोचनमर्दना सर्वात्मिका त्रयी मूर्ति शुभदा शास्त्र रूपिणी सर्वदेवस्तुता सौम्या सुरासुर नमस्कृता रक्तबीज निहंत्री च चामुंडा मुंडिकांबिका कालरात्रि प्रहरणा कलाधारा निरंजना वरारोहा च वाग्देवी वाराही वारिजासना चित्रांबरा चित्रगंधा चित्रमाल्य विभूषिता कांता कामप्रदा वंद्या रूप सौभाग्यदायिनी श्वेतासना रक्तमध्या विभुजा सुरपूजिता निरंजना नीलजंगा चतुर्वर्ग फलप्रदा चतुरानन साम्राज्ञी ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिवात्मिका हंसानना महाविद्या मंत्र विद्या सरस्वती महासरस्वती तंत्र विद्या ज्ञानैक तत्परा इति श्री सरस्वती अष्टोत्तर शतनाम स्तोत्रम संपूर्णम्। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। கவனத்தை சஹஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வந்து நம்மளுடைய சுவாதிஷ்டான சக்கரத்தை பார்ப்போம். சஹஸ்ராரத்திலேருந்து நம்ம 2 உள்ளங்கைகளையும் பார்ப்போம். நம்மளுடைய 2 கட்ட விரல்களிலும் மாற்றத்தை பார்ப்போம். தூய கவனத்தோட நம்ம இப்போ நாபி சக்கரத்துக்கு வருவோம். திருப்தியும் சந்தோஷத்தோட ஹிருதயத்துக்கு வருவோம். தைரியமும் தன்னம்பிக்கையோட பாதுகாப்பு உணர்வோட ஹிருதயத்தில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட அன்பை வைத்து பரிபூர்ண அன்போட விசுத்தி சக்கரத்துக்கு வருவோம். சாட்சி பாவத்தோட குற்ற உணர்வு இல்லாமல் மாதுரியத்தோட மெதுவாக கவனத்தை ஆக்யா சக்கரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, எங்களுடைய அகங்காரமும் மமகாரமும் தங்களுடைய திருவடியில் வைக்கிறோம் தாயே. ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எல்லோரையும் மன்னிக்கின்றோம், எங்களையும் மன்னிக்கின்றோம் தாயே. தெய்வத்துக்கு எதிராக நாங்களும் ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் எங்களையும் மன்னிங்கள் தாயே. ஆக்யா சக்கரத்திலே கவனத்தை வைத்து ஸ்ரீ கணேச அதர்வ சீர்ஷை கூறுவோம். ஓம் நமஸ்தே கணபதயே त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं हृदं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चातात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरातात् अवदक्षिणातात् अवचोद्वातात् अवाधरातात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तसिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वार परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तवमनुस्वरूपं गकार पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वार शान्त्यरूपं बिन्दु उत्तररूपं नाद संधानं संहिता संधिः सैषा गणेश विद्या गणक ऋषिः निच्छुत गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ओम गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशाङ्कुशधारिणं हृदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैर्सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टयादौ प्रकृते पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः नमो रात्रपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लंबोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्री वरदमूर्तये नमो साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः மெதுவாக கவனத்தை சகஸ்ராரத்துக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி தாங்களே சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சஹஸ்ரார சுவாமினி பிரம்ம விஷ்ணு ருத்ர ரூபிணி பக்தி முக்தி பிரதாயினி தயவு செய்து எங்களுடைய சகஸ்ராரத்தில் அமருங்கள் தாயே மங்களதாயினியாக எல்லா மங்களமும் தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே ஆத்மானந்தத்தை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே தங்களுடைய அன்பு சக்தியை சைத்தன்யத்தை உணர செய்யுங்கள் தாயே நிர்விசார நிலையை தந்தருளுங்கள் தாயே கவனத்தை சகஸ்ராரத்தில் வைத்து சகஸ்ராரத்தில் 2 இன்ச் மேல வைத்து தியானத்தில் இருப்போம் இதே நிலையில் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜியோட சொற்பொழிவை கேட்டு உள்வாங்கி அதன்படி செயல்படுவோம்.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. 1986 சென்னையில் அன்னை ஆற்றிய சொற்பொழிவு.
Madras is known for perfect rituals about puja. And that is how, in the growth of our awareness, even towards God and towards the rituals, we have moved from reality. As they say, the tree of awareness grows downward. So in the West, it grew towards materialism, grew towards something that was filthy, went down and down. But as Sri Krishna has said, the roots are in your head. But in the Hindu religion, it didn't go that bad. In other religions it did, but not in Hindu religion that bad. What happened in the Hindu religion that it went to the left or to the right. So when it went to the right, it went towards the elements, of worshipping of elements. That's how they started Vedas. Vedas are like Shrutis, and Smritis are made to master the elements. To master the elements. Now how do you master the elements? You can ask the breeze to blow in. Now you need some breeze, all right, have it. You can do the sun, miracles of every kind. You can get the rain if you want. All these things could have been done through the Vedas. But the first and foremost thing in the Vedas is that it should be Vida. Vida is the word. Vida is the main word. Now Vida means Bodha. Bodha means the experience of the central nervous system. It doesn't mean that I give you a big lecture or you read some books, you read Vedas by heart. No. It was meaning that you first become the Vedas, Vidvanas. Vid means the Bodha. That means the awareness must achieve its fourth dimension, and you should become a person with that fourth dimension, achieving the sensation of the all-pervading power on your central nervous system. This was what Vedas were. But when you have achieved it, and then you read the Vedas, then you can have power on all the elements. So then now if you read Shrutis and Smritis, it has a meaning. But to achieve that state, first of all, is important. That's why in Sahajya we don't deal with Vedas just now. We have to achieve that state when, by reading those Vedas or by saying those mantras, we can achieve that state in which automatically, spontaneously, you can have power on all the elements, but not with desires. It just works out spontaneously. It's a state. It's a state of a personality. So, this is how it started. Now, even in the Vedas, they wanted to go to the essence of everything. It was not Nirakara they talked of, but the essence of every chakras. To say that they just talked of Nirakara is the way you don't understand at all Veda. They didn't talk of the formless. They talked of the all-pervading power, which is formless. They talked about that part which is the essence of chakras, but they didn't want to talk about the deities. Because when you talk about the deities, then people get stuck with it. Like as I always say, that when you talk about the flowers, people get stuck to it and they don't seek the nectar, they don't seek the honey. Now, the second part is if you talk about the honey, also you just talk about the honey. It's talk and talk. So you have to become a madhukar, you have to become the bee to get to that honey. That's the main point. Unless and until you become the bee, you cannot get to the honey, whether you talk about honey or about flowers. So Vedas also became another talk. And after that, the horrible thing happened was the Arya Samaj. That's the worst of all. I mean, if you meet any Arya Samaj, you feel like jumping in the sea. I mean, to get rid of him, it's horrible. He talks through his hat, he doesn't know what he's talking and what he's doing. So this Arya Samaj business came out of the same Vedas, which is a one side, the right side. So we got stuck onto the right side. The awareness, the tree of awareness got stuck, the leaves got onto the right side. Like in the West, they have got it in the grounds, absolutely into the filth, dirt of Muladhara, beyond Muladhara. But we too have lost ourselves onto the right side and doing all supraconscious nonsense. At the time of Shangdev, that was when Sri Ganeshwara was there. He was a supraconscious mind person. And he tried to show some supraconscious miracles to Sri Ganeshwara. Ganeshwara and his brothers and sisters were sitting on a wall. And suddenly the whole wall lifted up and took them from one place to another. And this fellow was surprised how, on material things, how they're working out. Because they became, first of all, realized souls of a very high level. Ganeshwara was an incarnation. And then they had also their mastery over all the 5 elements. But that is, first you go urdhvagami, first you achieve your realization, you achieve your state of your realization, and then you come down in a way that you go to the right and you can go to the left. But first your wings must be built. This was the thing. That's how in our Hindu religion we got stuck up on the right side. Say mantras, shruti, and you are not realized soul, you are not even with us. Without realization, it's like a charpat panjari as they call it, it's just talking. So that is no use. The second thing was we got stuck on the left. in the sense where they talked of the deities, we started worshipping the deities. Good, worship the deities. But you have no right to worship. You have no passage to them. You have no connection with them. How are you worshipping them? In the air somewhere, you're worshipping like going to Vittal Mandir in Maharashtra. It was all right for Tukarama to worship because they were all realized souls. But these stupid people nowadays from the villages, they take some tobacco in the mouth and go on worshipping God. In the sense that they go on saying, all right, Vittala, 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 like mad going, till they break their necks. And when they go there also, the priests there break their heads, actually just like coconuts. And I've met many who have lost their heads completely. They said, we got it through Vittala. Imagine. Oh, Vittala gave them this. Imagine. This is the situation. So we have to realize that we also in our seeking, we got stuck onto the left-hand side. But much worse in Madras, I have seen horrid scenes. Like, I saw ladies going around the temple, somebody pouring water. I was so shocked at the cruelty of this kind of a thing. I sat down, was wondering who told them this nonsense. God knows. Then the ritualism was taken over, which was not real rituals because you are not connected by the Brahmins all over India. Now the Brahmins are the ones who have known the Brahma. You are Brahmins because you know the Brahma. But Brahmins were not to be considered as Brahmins because they are born in a Brahmin family. It was not according to your birth, but according to your karmas. It's a fact. I'll give you an example. Like, once there was a problem, Shankaracharya, so-called, raised a parliament question, you see, that it is written in the Gita that you get your birth, prenatal or postnatal stuff. In the postnatal condition, whatever you are born, that is your caste. And so the Brahmins are the only ones allowed in the temples, and so as we are born Brahmins, we are the ones allowed in the temples. So that time a person came to ask me how to answer this. I said, very simple. You ask them who wrote Gita? Vyasa. Who was Vyasa? Illegitimate child of a fisherwoman. Now, how can he say such a thing? Because he was a Brahmin. It's true, only the Brahmins must be allowed in the temple. But who are the Brahmins is the basic problem. If you are born as a Brahmin, you are not a Brahmin according to Hindu religion. Should not be. You have to know the Brahma. What about Valmiki? He was another fisherman who became a daku. He was a dacoit, and this dacoit was really a horrible man, but was corrected by Narada, as you know the whole story. So he is the Valmiki. Now how does Valmiki become a Brahmin? So how is he the one who wrote Ramayana, who was a dacoit and born of such a low caste? But they will not allow Raidas and Kabir Das to enter the temples. But these horrible so-called Brahmins are sitting there eating the money that is given to God. So it is necessary for Indian Sahajogis to understand how we have failed. We must know our defects. Why we have failed in our pursuit of God. Why there are so many temples. You see, many people ask me, whether you say it's a yoga bhumi, it is this, that, then why are you so poor? Why such a problem in your country? The reason is we are not yogis. Yoga kshema vahamyam. If you get the yoga, then he gives you kshema. First you get the yoga, then the kshema. Without the yoga, there is no kshema. And without the yoga, you are not a Brahmin. That's as simple as that. Even to interpret Sri Krishna, you have to be a realized soul. See what he says, three things he has said. Bhakti Yoga, he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. All these things I give to you. I take from you. I receive them. But when it comes to giving, he says the word Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means when they are not the other. When this happens, he is a diplomat. They want to tell you frankly on your face. Ananya means when you are a yogi. When there is not the other. Then he comes to second point. Jnana, he said the first thing. Jnana means bodha. Bodha marg. That is Sahajya. Then about karma, right side. What does he say? You do all your work and put it at my lotus feet. Karmanyevadhikaraste phaleshu ma kadachan. Impossible situation. See, this is diplomacy. Put absurd conditions, which look sensible, but are absurd. So you go on rubbing with that. There are many who tell me, Mother, we do all our jobs and put at the lotus feet of God. I said, really? How do you know that? Because unless and until you are a realized soul, you feel you are doing it. But once you are a realized soul, yes, it is going, it's coming. It's happening, not happening. See the point? Now, because of this, what happens? That people get into a Brahma, into an illusion, that we are doing all God's work and putting at His feet. You are not. You are not a realized soul. You have to become a third person. You have to say, I am giving it. No, it's going, it's coming. I goes away. Doesn't work out. It works out. You never say, Mother, I can't work out Sahajya Yoga. I have not heard anybody saying that. They say, Mother, it doesn't work out. It works out. It's working. We start just talking about it all the time as soon as we become a realized soul. There was a lady who came with me to America. And she said, Mother, please give realization to my son. He's come all the way from Honolulu, this time. I said, you give him. So I can't. I said, then how can I? Then you give him a certificate, he's a realized soul. How can I? It's false. I said, that's what it is. It has to happen. You cannot give a false certificate that you are a realized soul. It has to happen. And that is what Sahajya Yoga is, absolutely a Shuddha Vidya and a Shuddha thing. That in that you have to get realization and establish yourself. So by going to the left side, we got stuck up into the collective subconscious. This side the collective supraconscious, that side the collective subconscious. The people who are now in the West have discovered all about the matter and all that has come out of this kind of a venture on the right-hand side. Because God wanted them to know the matter. That's all. For their convenience, for their comfort, for giving them more time so that they come to God. But science moved in a one linear way and has produced atom bombs and everything like Rakshasas, and now they are waiting for the Rakshasas to drop down upon us. On the left-hand side. Now, this is India. Left-hand side is India. We got stuck. We are stucky people. You see, they lost their roots. You can befool them like anything as far as religion is concerned. They have no roots at all also, because they have gone down so much. Their roots are lost. They have no roots. They are dangling. You can put them into left or right. You know, witchcraft is so much common in America. You can put them into witchcraft, you can put it into any craft you want to, you can manage them. Or they can go to the right side, they can go to the left side, you can create Hitlers out of them, you can create anything what you want. Because they have become just like bananas now. They have no roots. So one side we got stuck with this too much argumentation, too much of discussion, too much of what you call philosophy, this, that. The intellectuals, so-called Vidvanas in the Hindu philosophy are stupid people because they have not got their realization. And even to such an extent now they are saying that Adi Shankaracharya did not write the Saundarya Lahari. Intellectuals, they are the great grandfathers of Adi Shankaracharya, so they are saying he did not write. Because how can a Viveka Chudamani, the way he wrote, you see, after that whole thing, such a treatise of all philosophy, how could he write that you must serve the mother? How can that be? अब पूजा में आप ठीक बैठिए, इसमें नहीं करने का, अटेंशन हमारी ओर पूजा में. All right. So as a result of that, what happened? That we got lost into intellectual understanding of our philosophy, and for that, as Kabir Das has put it, Padi Padi Pandita Murakha Bhai. So they have become stupid fools that side. Left side people got stuck into these rituals. So these Brahmins became very powerful, so-called Brahmins. So much so that in Nasik, the Brahmins sent me word saying that because you have come from abroad, you have to come for your prayashchitta to us. Even Gandhiji had to do the prayashchitta. I said, one day you will have to do prayashchitta here. Such arrogance and such horrid things they are doing. And Kashi Vishveshwara, they have got Romans, you see, Roman soldiers. Actually, they came to Maharashtra on the Konkan side, maybe in Goa or someplace, Panji maybe. And from there, they went. Adi Shankaracharya must have thought that in the beginning they were nice people, he must have given realization 1 or 2%. So he appointed all of them, these Kokanastas, they are Kokanastas, into all these places. And within 2 generations, I think they came in their true colors as Romans. And they are just like cobras, you see, like cobras. And in Kashi Vishveshwara, they started using women. They had one big slippery board. And when women went there, they used to fall down with ornaments of them. Then they would take out all the ornaments, sell these women as prostitutes. That's why in Benares, you have the maximum number of prostitutes. These Brahmins, the way they behaved in certain places, like Ranchhod Das's temple, called the Pratdwara. That was called as Haveli. It was a very big case. And the main man there, the Haveli man, the one chief priest, was supposed to use the brides on the first night. I know of so many great women who have been used by him. All this nonsense started growing in this country like that. So many things, there's no end to it. Even in Vindhyabhasini they did it. Then out of this, at the extreme end, started coming the Tantris. And the Tantrikas discovered a thing, that if you can displease the goddess in any place, then that place becomes a vacuum, because she's so much there. Once she goes away, the vacuum is created, then use that vacuum for getting all the booze there. Like Kamakhya Devi. There are 28 places where the goddess's body fell down. When you know the Sati's body, when she was carried from Daksha, the father, by Shiva, it fell down on 28 places. And when it fell down on 28 places, there formed a temple came out of the Mother Earth. One of them is Kamakhya Devi, That is, I think, in Assam or Bihar, some border there. All these temples were used for doing negative things, because they did vyabhichara, all that in the presence of the goddess. As a result of the goddess, see, the goddess got angry, she went away from there. Because, supposing you put the filth here, I won't sit here, will I? That's how. And then they used that part for mesmerizing and this and that. And that's how the Tantrism started. As a result of this Tantrism, just after Adi Shankaracharya's death, the Tantrikas just came out, just like snakes coming out of the grass. And they spread the Tantrism right from Konarak, all through on that whole, I should say, the whole Pataki, the whole line, from there up to Surat, up to down below, like that. The whole of it, they covered. They could not cross into Maharashtra, thank God, because Maharashtra is, you have to come up and then go into the plateau, so they didn't come. But the whole thing they covered above the river Narmada, above the river Tapi. They covered all that area. Madhya Pradesh, you see, all the Raja, Maharajas, all of them were involved. And what they did was to play a trick with the Raja Maharajas, because they had Jain people as what you call ministers or mantris. And the mantris said that we want to build temples. So these Rajas, Maharajas were all under these Tantrikas. So the Raja Maharaja said, all right, if you can put these eroticas outside, I am willing to do it. So they said, but why do you want to put the eroticas? They were very clever people, these mantrikas. So they said, no, you can put these things outside because that is life. You must show the life. And they put a very big, what you call the very big competition. They put a very big competition, and in that competition, they tried to defeat, say sort of one organization working here in competition with another, then there should be a defeat. And one is defeated, was not given a chance to produce. So the artist also got involved into it. But still in the, I should say, in the Madhya Pradesh and all these places, the artists were still dharmic, because they made all these erotic figures with lanky-panky bodies, you see, and very funny-looking bodies, like sick people. And the gods and goddesses are very thick, so you don't see them. I mean, normally you don't see them. Where are they hanging? And the same architecture, because it was in the thing, was brought in your country, in your side also, in Madras. And in Madras temples, what they did was to put all this erotic outside. And they called this is fertility cult. And on your temples, if you see these small figures, they are all those. So how far this negativity has gone to spoil, say like, if you go to the temple of, say, Tirupati, where Sakshat, it is there. Outside of the temple, these Brahmins have put up this, on the door, if you see. Imagine to be put erotics there. Even in Jagannath Puri, all over they have put this. And we don't understand. The Konarak temple, the whole thing was so horrible because the architect himself was a tantrika. There's no temple, nothing. What he has done is made all these horrible things and put them in the shape of a temple. There's no temple. And he said that on top of this, I want to put one very big magnet so that all the ships will be attracted. So the king agreed to that. And he gave a lot of money, and that is how the Konarak temple was built. Now, the Nepal temple was built when the artist would not accept. They said, see, this is made out of kashtha, means out of wood. And if the Vishnu Maya falls upon it, means the lightning, then it will be all burned. So best thing is to keep her attention out. Why not we make some erotics so that she doesn't come because she's a virgin? So poor artist agreed to it, and they made those. But when we Indians go to a temple, we never see this, you see. You must have escaped. In your temples, you must not have seen this. But if you see the foreigners, then you will know where they are, because they have got zoom lenses, you see. They'll climb over. I've seen in Nepal, you see, once when I went there, so records, I said, Gregor, where are the erotics? I don't see anything. Where are the erotics? So they said, oh, you can't see the erotics? I said, no. He said, see those Japanese. The Japanese had put up, you see, big, what you call, CDR होती है ना इनकी जो automatic ladders, but ladders of a very see the alertness. The ladders, but not these are like escalator. See, they were like escalator, huge big things. They brought all these from Japan and put it up and took the photographs. See, they were taking photographs. Then I saw all the machinery going on. What's that? They said, and zoom lenses, you see, big lenses. Nonsense. Big. I mean, they brought all the machinery all the way. This is what happened. Then we had other religions which tried to sort of neutralize it, like Jainism. That went into another nonsense. Jainism is another nonsense because, you see, at the time of Sri Krishna, Neminath is the one who opposed. Neminath opposed Sri Krishna for one thing because he said he believes in Hinsa. Because in Gita, when they said Krishna has taught Ahimsa, I am surprised. He taught Hinsa. You know, Karna, when his foot was caught up in the wheel. So, Karna, Arjuna, you see, raised his Gandiva on him. So, Karna said, see, you are a Veera, I am a Veera. And how can you kill a Nishastra Veera? See? So then Krishna pointed his finger like this and he said, where was your Veerata, where was your bravery when Draupadi's Raj was taken? He said, you kill him now. Where did he teach Ahimsa? I don't know. Stupidity to think that he preached Ahimsa. He preached that whosoever is dushta, who is wrong, should be killed by God. And by the people who are following God. Like Arjuna, at the very beginning of it is, he went into Kaivalya. He said, oh, I don't want to kill anybody, there's my guru, there's my brothers, there's my sisters, this, that. So Sri Krishna said, what? They are already killed. In the name of Dharma, you have to kill them. And here these Jains are looking after the mosquitoes and looking after the bugs. They put some bugs in a hut. That's good for the Brahmins, of course, and give some money to the Brahmins, and the bugs have to take all the blood, eat the blood of the Brahmins, and then they give the money to the Brahmin. But the worst is, you know, now, in Bombay, there's a problem because they take all their filth, not in the bathroom or anything, but they put it on some hill because the kitanus must come out, the germs must come out. This is Shvetambaras only. But the silliest are the Digambaras. You see, they are the worst of all. I mean, once what happened, that Sri Mahavira was meditating. While coming out, his cloth got caught up in one kunja. When his cloth caught up on the kunja, what he did was to cut it out because he thought how to get out of it. So he cut half of his cloth. He had a half cloth on his body. But then Sri Krishna went just to take his pariksha and he said, now, see, you are a avaduta. Why do you need a cloth upon yourself? I am a nude person, you give me something. So he gave him that part. Just for a minute, because he was a king's son. He didn't have to do anything. And he went back. He hid himself and he went back and he wore his dress. Now these people are horrible, like this Mahabali and all that. Making all the details about it is horrid people. They are insulting him all the time. But if you see, like William Blake, he has made pictures of human beings, not showing any parts or that, but in a nude way. But when he makes the God or makes anybody Mary or Christ, he covers them. Same with Michelangelo. But I don't understand these horrible Jains. They want to show gods as nude and fight for that. The worst is they are fighting. That's the good part of it. So much fighting that I don't want to tell you my own experience, but it was horrid. One day I'll tell you that. First time when I saw them, they were terrible mess. All right, so now it has reached such a stage that there is one Parshvanath's thing was found out somewhere, some old statue. So there was a fight going on in the is the place where Indra was given realization. This place, his Chidra was made here. That's why we call it Chidendra. You see, the Chidra was made here. But actually, it is Shuchindra, he was made Shuchindra. This is at the time of Prahlada that this Indra, when the mother was pregnant, he wanted to help her. So he brought her to Shandilya Muni's place. Now this Shandilya Muni, Shandilya is my family, my Gotra, my father's, Shalivana's. Gotra is Shandilya. And he brought that one in Shandilya's ashram. Now the land we have got in Nira is that ashram place. Just imagine, Sahajya, that is the land we have got. And then now it has come out in the newspaper, somebody went and did the research after I purchased the land, that there was a meeting between the Nira river and the river.
சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருக்கும். மெதுவாக கண்களை திறந்து ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜிக்கு நன்றியை கூறுவோம். ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி, இந்த தியானத்தை அளித்ததற்கு நன்றி தாயே. இந்த தியானத்தில் நாங்கள் ஏதாவது தவறு செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னியுங்கள் தாயே. நமஸ்காரம் பண்ணி குண்டலினி உயர்த்தி பந்தன் போட்டுக்கொள்வோம்.